Hello friend, welcome back. Yesterday I discussed about the foundation of risk management, that is a part of the FRM 1 topic 1, and yesterday we discussed what are the building blocks of a risk management process. There are 6 building blocks yesterday I told you, and among them the first one we have already discussed, that was to identify the risk. So this one we discussed yesterday. What are the processes to identify the risk? There are 4 type of broader risk category, like expected loss, unexpected loss, then unknown known, then unknown unknown. Now after that, when the risk is being identified, the next task or the next process of the building block is measuring and managing the risk. This is the second step in the building of a risk management process. The measuring and managing of risk can have 2 broader approaches. One is the quantitative and another one is qualitative. So these are the 2 broader approaches the firm can have when they are measuring and managing their embedded risk in their processes or maybe the transactions. In the qualitative terms, I will discuss later. Let me first start with the quantitative approaches for measuring the risk. The most commonly used qualitative approach in the financial industry is VAR, that is value at risk. So value at risk is the measure where we can get a ballpoint figure in case of the certain probability or certain surety. The maximum loss for a time horizon can be a figure like X. Like hypothetically, let's me give you an example how the VAR is being displayed. Like with 95% confidence level, the VAR of a company is 1 million. It means that there are 5% chances the loss of this particular company in a one day will be more than USD 1 million. That is the interpretation of the how this 95% confidence level VAR is interpreted in a financial terms. If we want to represent this VAR in a graphical form, let's say we have the data point for last 1 year, and this is the midpoint, and this is the bell curve of the company's performance for the on annual basis. So this portion is profit. In this area, company is making profit, and this is the days when the company made losses. So with this presentations, this area is the 5%, and this area is 95%. So here Now this 5% area in the 1 year return of a company has the maximum loss of 1 million. So this we can say with a 95% confidence that in a year the maximum tail risk the company can have, that is $1 million. So the VAR is the nothing else but the measuring this area where the tail risk of the company is having, what kind of the tail risk company is expecting in their returns. The next quantitative measure is the economic capital. And economic capital nothing but the capital which company has to kept in form of liquid form to just to cover the whatever the VAR they are having. Let's this company having a VAR of $1 million. So then the economic capital is required for the company is USD 1 million. So in case of the worst case scenario, when the company is having the loss of $1 million in a day, they should able to pay off their liquidity which is required to for the losses of that particular period by its liquid assets. So there will be no case of any liquidity crisis or maybe the bankruptcy for the company. So that is the concept of economic capital in relation to the VAR. Now let me move to the next approach, that is qualitative approach for measuring and managing the risk. For qualitative measurement, the widely used process is scenario analysis. Scenario analysis is a process that in which all the potential risk factor are shocked to the variable in the balance sheet and the outcome is analyzed. So therefore, this is the way the scenario analysis is being done. Therefore, we can say the scenario analysis is nothing but some kind of an analysis of what if kind of a exercise, and this exercise is done or maybe an attempt to understand the magnitude of a potential losses, even the possibility of that particular event or particular process is very low. The probability of and the possibility of that particular event is very low, but even the company want to analyze in case of that particular event haven't, what kind of the fallback on the company's balance sheet it will have. In addition to scenario analysis, there can be one more testing that company can do to measure the risk, that is stress testing. Stress testing is a form of scenario analysis, but in stress testing there is only one parameter at a time that is going to be adjusted, not the all the variables at one point of time. Like in case of the economic crisis and the liquidity, there will be no liquidity, then how the balance sheet will behave in that scenarios if the company will face some kind of a liquidity crunch. So how those events will have a negative impact on the operation of a company. So in stress testing, only the one variable is shocked at one point of time. Friend, in the coming sessions I will be discussing about the enterprise risk management, which is a part of the again measuring and managing the risk, and I will be covering that in my next session. Thanks for watching this video.